Dennis, I wanted to bring you on because you've been a business reporter, host, anchor for decades upon decades. Have you ever seen a president bringing in this much wealth in
You know what?
4 or 5 days?
Oh my God! Look, I've got my podcast coming out this weekend, and I just asked the listeners. I mean, have we ever seen a president having a best week ever like this one?
No.
Oh my gosh! Look what we got here. I was just taking some notes. China trade deal for 90 days. Let's have a trade truce. Wall Street loved it. Never expected it. Last American hostage released from Hamas with Trump's help. Russia and Ukraine, the two leaders may sit down face to face at Trump's suggestion. Saudi Arabia, $600 billion in a new investment coming to the U.S., a speech that was one of the best of his presidency, Donald Trump. And then his announcement on RX drug prices, where, hey, you know what? We in the U.S. are going to pay only the best prices that you're charging in other countries, which could drive down the price of some drugs 80%. And even Ro Khanna, the California Democrat in the House, went on the floor on Tuesday or Wednesday to come out and say, hey, I want to put this executive order into law. This is unprecedented. It's incredible. It's winning. And Adam, you're right. They want to talk about the conflict of interest and the threat of giving a $400 million 747 so Trump can get it, while Boeing had this contract, $4 billion for 2 planes, first signed in the Obama era, supposed to be delivered by late 2024, not going to be here till 2027 at the earliest. So what's the problem?
What kind of New Yorker wouldn't do a deal? Hey, I'm going to give you $400 million plane for free, and we're not going to take it? Like, it's ridiculous. He looks at it as a businessman. He looks at everything as negotiating as a deal. Who wouldn't take that? And the media is complaining, right? So I'm going to go to this cut. Is this how Trump just basically explains it? Common sense. Let's go to cut 4. Watch.
We give too many gifts, to be honest with you. We give gifts to defend countries. They wouldn't even exist. Many countries wouldn't even exist. All over the world, countries wouldn't even exist. But I thought it was a beautiful gesture. Now, there are those that say we shouldn't be accepting gifts to the Defense Department. And I would say only a stupid person would say that. Why wouldn't we do that? And so it helps us out because we'll have a relatively new plane instead of having 40-year-old planes. These planes are 40 years old, and that's not representative of our country.
Schumer, I'm going to say Jewish. I'm Jewish. Who wouldn't accept a good deal? He'll watch him complain. Let's go to cut 5 and watch his reaction to the plane. Anything to complain about Trump, but cut 5.
A 747 that is the presidential plane, Air Force One, that's the most sophisticated plane in the world, more than any other plane. And there are huge security issues if someone else donates it. In fact, if this happens, and I pray to God that it doesn't because it's such a security risk, they'd have to take apart the entire plane down to the screws and nuts and bolts and see if any listening devices were implanted in it. So it's a huge national security issue. It's an issue of bribery. This is probably the biggest, I'm certain, it's the biggest gift, quote unquote, that has ever been given to a sitting president. And as your person said there, not only is there no free lunch, there's no free Air Force One.
I think I was saying it was my mother who frequently told me that.
Well, I'm glad to quote
no
your mother,
lunch.
Casey. She's a very wise woman.
Thank you very much, Senator. Bottom line here, though, it doesn't seem like anybody could actually stop this from happening. Is there anything you can do to stop it?
Well, you've heard even on your show, there are a whole lot of Republicans who are worried here. I hope they're worried about the bribery issue.
There was a legendary comedian, Dennis, Jackie May, said, who wouldn't accept a free gift? Who wouldn't accept a Jewish comedian? It was great. And Schumer it's either the Democrats who complain about absolutely anything.
My gosh, now there's an extra. I wonder, maybe the Trump administration is just being tacky. After all, $400 million plane, that gives an appearance of a problem. The Trump coin in crypto, while they're kind of deregulating crypto. Trump media going public. All right. But, this is what happens when you have successful people in business who had a life before getting into politics, right? It's a totally different thing. And but I think what's really going on here, Adam, is they're doing this so brazenly. Stuff that a lot of times is just kind of small beer. And they get the media and the Democrats just chasing their own tails, talking about this, clutching their pearls, saying, I can't believe they're doing this. And meanwhile, he's bringing in, trillions of dollars in foreign investment. He's forcing price cuts in prescription drugs. He's doing huge policy things. And the Democrats are busy talking about an airplane.
Right. But
is he doing this to distract them? Is he giving them meat to go after by just doing these things just to get their goat? And it works every time.